For the first DIY, I'm going to be using this house-shaped sign that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm removing the foam flowers from the front of the sign as well as the leaves. And these were glued on there pretty good, so it's kind of hard to get them off, but I used my Cricut tool and then also an X-Acto knife to scrape off everything the best I could. And in the end, I did have a little bit of the felt leaves left over, but that's okay because I'm going to be using this side of the sign as the back, and then I will use the back side as the front. And here's what it ended up looking like after I did my best to remove everything. And I'm going to be using this super cute bunny paper from Hobby Lobby to cover this sign. So I'm going to go ahead and trace the house out twice so that I have one piece of paper for the front and the back of the sign. And then I will go ahead and cut both of them out. Then I took some Mod Podge and applied this to the sign before sticking the paper on top. And I did this for both sides of the sign. And since this side had a little bit of the leaves remaining, it was a little bit bumpy, but honestly not bad at all. So I'll just use this side as the back. And to finish up this sign, I took some twine and wrapped it around and then tied it in a bow in the front to add an extra little detail. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using this wood frame from Michaels, and I'm staining it with my Waverly Antiquing Wax. I'm using this paper from Hobby Lobby for the background of the sign, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark where I need to cut so that it will fit in the frame. And I use this paper as inspiration for the rest of the paint colors that I use for this tiered tray so that it all kind of coordinated with this paper. And then once I had the piece of paper cut out, I used a glue stick to attach it to the back of the frame. And to decorate this sign, I'm using this Happy Easter wood saying from Hobby Lobby, and I'm starting by painting it white. And then I used my Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle and dry brushed this onto the sign to give it a speckled, distressed look. And to complete the sign, I glued the wood saying onto it, and that's it for this Happy Easter sign. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using this wood bunny from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start by painting the whole thing white. And next I painted this little wood heart with some light pink paint, and this is going to be the bunny's nose. And I also used the light pink paint to paint the inside of the bunny's ears, and I started painting it like this, but ended up painting over top of the pink paint with some white and then kind of blending it out to give a more subtle pink inner ear. Next, I went ahead and glued on the little heart for the bunny's nose. And I used some black paint to paint on the bunny's eyes. And I also used my dotting tool to add on some eyebrows to give the bunny some more character. Then I took some white paint and my dotting tool and added on a little white dot in the bottom corner of the eye as well as the top corner of the eye. I used my Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle and dry brushed this all the way around the edge of the bunny as well as the edge of the heart-shaped nose. And I made a tiny little bow with some twine and glued this on between the bunny's ears. The last thing that I did to finish up this cute little wood bunny was add on a few whiskers. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using this wood plaque from Michaels to make a little Easter sign, and I'm painting the whole thing white. And to decorate the sign, I used my Cricut to cut out this saying that says Bunny Kisses, Easter Wishes with some black vinyl, and now I'm going to apply that to the sign to finish up this quick and easy little DIY. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using 3 wood cubes, and I am staining them all with my Waverly Antiquing Wax. I'm using 3 of these wood icons that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I decided to use the little hatching chick, the bunny, and an egg. So I'm going to go ahead and paint all 3 of these little wood icons, and then I will glue them all onto one of the stained wood blocks. Now that all of the little wood icons are painted, I'm going to go ahead and glue them onto the wood blocks, and then I will stack these and place them on my tier tray. For the next DIY, I'm using this wood egg that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start by painting the whole thing white. Then I use some washi tape to go ahead and section off 2 lines, one at the top and then one towards the bottom, and then I'm going to paint in between the washi tape. And I'm using my Waverly chalk paint in the color Agave to go ahead and paint the 2 stripes that I sectioned off. And once I painted these stripes, I'm going to go ahead and peel back the tape and then fix any spots where there was a little bit of bleeding. Then I use this dotting sponge to paint on 4 large circles in between the 2 stripes, and then I also use the back side of it to paint on some smaller dots at the top and bottom of the wood egg. And lastly, I made a beaded garland using the colors that I kind of used throughout the tier tray to match that paper from Hobby Lobby that I used for the background of the Happy Easter sign. So I use my Waverly chalk paints in the colors agave, celery, and moss, and also white. And for the other end of the beaded garland, I'm attaching this wood tag, and I'm going to cover it with this paper that I kind of based the colors of the tier tray off of. So I'm going to trace this out and cut it out and glue it onto the wood tag. And I used my X-Acto knife to poke through the hole. And I'm also adding on this cute little wood bunny that I got from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto the wood tag to finish that up, and then I will tie it onto the beaded garland.